Good morning, or it's good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's Wednesday. I am working remote today, and I'm headed to. It's my lunch break, and I'm headed to the Costco in my area to, grab some things from Costco. I try not to go there often because it's always so crowded. It's always crowded. Like, I don't know what the magic time to go to Costco. It's crowded if you go first. I guess whenever I've gone, like when they first open, like even on a Saturday, I think they open like at 9:30 or something like that. If I go then, sure, there's people, but it's probably the least amount of people in the store. That's probably the best time to go. But anyway, I'm going on my lunch hour on a Wednesday, so we will see how crowded it is. I just dread whenever I have to get water or anything that I get from Costco. I only need two things today. I only need water, and I get their laundry detergent, which is, in a big container. Anyway, that has nothing to do with this video and what I wanted to talk about. Again, it's Wednesday. It's actually a week from my birthday. My birthday's next Wednesday. And I was just kind of reflecting on that just now. And I just want to say that life is not always equal, but it's fair. It's fair. And as a Christian, I believe that because I believe God is He's going to fix it all. He does fix it all. And not, when we get to heaven and all of that, He fixes it all here. And sometimes it looks like it's not equal. But I had to remind myself this just now. With regards to my birthday, somebody invited me to lunch for my birthday. They were like, let me know when you're available. I'll treat you to lunch for your birthday. And I was like, oh, cool. And so, so I told them, when was good for me. And so then they were like, tell me where you want to go. And I was like, okay. And I told them where I wanted to go. I think I'm simple. I'm not trying to break anybody's budget or, anything like that. I think I'm simple. So and this person, I ain't trying to break their budget. I'll just keep it like that. So I say Olive Garden. Like, I love Olive Garden. I haven't been to Olive Garden in, I don't know, probably a couple of years. But I always like a good Olive Garden. Like, you can't go wrong with a good Olive Garden salad and then some kind of pasta dish. You cannot go wrong. And so that's what I recommend to them for my birthday. Okay? My birthday that they invited me to go out. And so their reply to my suggestion of Olive Garden was, oh, I thought you might want to go somewhere else like Cheesecake Factory, which has more options. Now, I love Cheesecake Factory. And quite frankly, I thought of Cheesecake Factory originally, but I thought price point wise, again, I'm thinking about them, that Olive Garden might be a little more. Not, I don't know. I thought Olive Garden might be a little more reasonably priced. So, but then I'm like, oh, and I think I replied something like, is this about me or you? Like, is it you want the more options that cheesecake gives you, or is this about me and where I want to go? Like, tell me. Just tell me. I don't care. Just tell me. So then they go into this whole thing about, cheesecake. Olive Garden has, a lot of pasta, and they're trying to do gluten free and blah 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 blah. And so now I know for sure it's about them, which I'm not trying to, like, oh, that's right, you do gluten free. I'm not trying to on purpose have them eat something they don't eat. Like, that's not cool for anybody. You know what I mean? But clearly it was about them. And so, because my thing is, don't ask me where I want to go if you have some place in mind. Like, invite me to lunch and say, you want to go to lunch for your birthday? I was thinking Cheesecake Factory would be a good place. Like, if that's, anyway. So I went ahead and said, you know what? We can go to Cheesecake Factory, because again, I love Cheesecake Factory. I was just trying to be a little more price point sensitive. So we're going to Cheesecake Factory, no problem. So then that just happened like 2 seconds ago. But it was all via text. That little text back and forth just had me thinking, when it's somebody else's birthday, and again, this is my perspective, my view of myself. I could be totally clueless, of how I'm perceived by other people. But I don't think so. But when it's other people's birthday, I try and go out of my way for them. I mean, I bought plane tickets for people. One plane ticket. Okay, let me not act like I'm big roller over here. But I bought a plane ticket for someone for their birthday to a couple of us went somewhere, and I bought their ticket solely myself, paid for 100%. And a lot of the accommodations and all of that. I have what else have I done? I just feel like I've coordinated. I've let everybody in their circle know it's their birthday. Let's even at my job, one of our bosses' birthday was Monday, and this past Monday, and he usually takes off on his birthday, quite frankly. So honestly, I didn't think he'd be in, but when I saw him come in, I was like, oh, you're here. I didn't want to scramble and do something last minute and all of that, so I reached out to everybody and I said, hey, it was so-and-so's birthday on Monday. If you guys want, we can do bagels on Friday, because that's usually what we do. We'll do bagels on Friday. We're all there together on Friday. And I had like 2 people reply and say that they would contribute. So if I get half the money for the bagels, I'm good. If I get a quarter of the money for the bagels, I'm still good. Yeah. So my point is that I try to think of the other person. and what they want. And like I said, I coordinate, I let everybody know, like, let's do this. Or I even think of the idea of what, back, I remember during the pandemic, when the pandemic first hit, remember when everybody was, of course we couldn't visit people and all of that. So there was a lot of parade birthday celebrations. Well, one of my friends, it was her birthday. I coordinated a birthday caravan for her, with all her friends and everybody. And coordinate, like, the whole nine. I thought it, I didn't think of how it was going to affect me, and I just thought about her and what would work for her. I guess I'm saying all this to say that I don't always feel like I get it back, like I get it back in return. Again, my birthday, somebody tells me, oh, why don't we go to such and such, because they have more options. Well, if I wanted to go to such and such, I would have suggested that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have just suggested that. Anyway, I think my point is just that. But it's okay, because it's not equal, but it's fair. Some people have more resources than others, so they can do things than others. Like, again, the plane ticket, it was good. It's not equal. It's never, ever, ever going to be equal, but it's always fair. And again, I had to remind myself that it's fair, because I wanted to go to Cheesecake Factory to forget. So now I get to go to Cheesecake Factory, and they get to have their gluten-free options. And and anything else that comes my way from my birthday, I'm blessed. I'm already blessed. I know it might not sound like it might not sound like it from, because why would I even be bringing this up if I was good? So on some level, I guess I'm not good, but I know God is going to make it good, and He has already made it good. He's already made it good. So yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts this morning. Have a great day. Don't forget to like, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. God bless.